what we're going to do today in getting started with automatic fundraising, Generate for Schools, teach you exactly what it is, exactly how to get started, and what you have to do specifically to start the program. I do make the assumption that everybody has seen the video or gone through the website and has a high level of understanding, but to just kind of recap exactly what we do, I'm going to go through how could we make this work? How can we create a stream of unrestricted revenue, and where do the funds come from at Generate for Schools? And so at a very high level, how could we make this work? Well, every time a credit card or debit card of any kind is swiped at a store, we may have done this morning, buying coffee or whatnot, there is a fee that's taken out to that business, or they call them merchants. And that business or merchant has to pay a fee to a processor or merchant service provider. And for round math's sake, it's usually about 2% of the value of the sale, sometimes less, sometimes more. And that 2%, when you get to $100 for the round math's sake, is $2 that comes out of every $100 that's swiped. And it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but if we multiply that by every day, every week, and then every month, it actually turns out to be a lot of money. And what we do for your school, PTO, Education Foundation, or class is we share some of this with you on every transaction. And we have the merchant service provider basically shares 25% of the profit with your school on an ongoing basis. This processing fee otherwise would have been a sales commission that would have gone to a salesperson, but because we've eliminated that middleman, we basically have leaned on the relationships that you have to provide this ongoing sales commission and upfront bonus structure to you and your school. And in essence, the school is becoming the agent and we've cut out the middleman. So there's a question as to why does it work? So why would anybody want to share 25% of their profit with a school other than the fact that they've got a really big heart? Well, there's actually a very good business case for this. Payment processors or merchant service providers lose their customers at quite a large rate. They lose 20% of their installed customer base every 11 months. And they traditionally pay 25 to 50% sales commission to any salesperson that can sign up a merchant. The strategy that most of the processors use is accepting this fate that they will lose that customer after the 11 months. And so they hit them with some larger fees during the 11 to 12-month period that they have that customer, knowing that they're going to lose some of them. Well, we offer a solution that helps them keep customers longer. And the concept that works is when somebody comes in to change their merchant service provider and they offer them a lower fee, they say, I would love to change, but some of that money goes to my local school, and therefore it's a much better value proposition for me. Secondly, I've seen some parents come into my store or coffee shop or pizza place, and they've mentioned the Generate for Schools program, so not only did I get savings and the money goes to the school, but I'm also seeing an uptick in business. And so that's basically at a high level where the money comes from, and at a high level why anybody would be interested in sharing money with us on an ongoing basis. So with that being said, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn how to amass recurring revenue. And we've created a fun acronym to help us remember how to amass it. And this is to be the most successful with all of our schools. The first thing we have to do is assign a point person. We have a saying here that says co-ownership means no ownership, so we want one person to own this at your school and own the process of it from that. We're going to learn how to make a list, obviously a list of businesses that you may know, that may be friends or donors in your school. We're going to approach those businesses by email. They're going to submit surveys that we send out to them in the email, and then you will start making bonus money and recurring revenue. So what you will need, and it seems very basic, but we will go through the basic needs because we have districts all across the country that have differing access to certain things. So you will need internet access to sign up and gain access on the tools page if you have not already. Once you sign in and get started, that's what happens. You will need to get the business worksheet and put 10 to 20 names of businesses you may know on there, maybe more. Then you're going to need the email addresses of these businesses that you will fill out in the worksheet. And you're going to need some place to thank these businesses, potentially a school website, a PTO newsletter, a Facebook page, something that's going to say thank you for providing these donations to us and saying that people in our community should go shop at these businesses. So what are you going to do? You're going to fill out the business worksheet, and I will show you where that is in a couple of seconds, with as many businesses as you know. On that business worksheet, you can think of businesses that are not necessarily in your town, but could be elsewhere. They could be a cousin that you know that has a business somewhere. So those businesses don't have to be in your town. They can be anywhere. You're going to put the email addresses in there and then identify how it is you want to thank these businesses. So there's two kinds of groups that we have on this call today. Some folks are ready to get started, and then some folks are going to be bringing this to a larger group to get approval. And so once you sign up on the Get Started page at Generate for Schools, you're going to get access to this tools page instantly, and it will be emailed into your inbox. And so you'll see the little area that I've highlighted there is the tools for PTOs and PTAs. And in there, there's a fact sheet about the bonus structure for PTOs and PTAs. There's also one for education, foundations, and classes. You'll see there's a brochure. That's an overview of what our company does, who we are, and our background, and then an introductory video. And we recommend having this introductory video as a great way to explain what the process is to somebody who has not been on this webinar or spent the time that you have to get to know our program. On the other side, we'll see that there's tools to engage businesses. Some folks have already gone through the process of getting the approval and are now beginning to approach businesses through the survey and begin to think about that list that we talked about. But you might be getting people coming in from the side that are saying, hey, I heard about the program and I'd like to know more. And so we've put in there on the right, you'll see getting a business interested. If you want to just tease somebody out, sample business savings and donations. These are the savings and donations for businesses, and Generate for Schools has saved every merchant that has switched money. Business needs more information handout, very straightforward. That's exactly what they need. And then the merchant details handout, and that gets into a little more of the weeds, as they say, as to what merchants need. And so that's found on the tools page, Generate for Schools /tools. So how do you do it? So at a very high level, you're going to sit down and think about all the business owners that you know. You're going to take an email that we've written most of the copy for. You're going to personalize it a little bit. You're going to email in that email. There's a survey link, and we're going to have those folks fill out this survey. The survey at a very high level talks about how difficult it is to make $1,000. If there's any of you online that have been in a PTO, we know that it's 10,000 box tops would have to be cut to make $1,000. And how many cupcakes would you have to make ongoing revenue of $150 a month? So we email the survey. We get the business in the emotional state to understand how difficult it is to make this kind of money. And then we ask them specific business questions. And once they have demonstrated their interest, at the end of the survey, they hit send and submit the survey. We now know of the 20 businesses, 10 to 20 businesses that we've emailed, who has an interest in the program, and we follow up with them. We follow up with all the businesses who say, I'd like to learn more. We take the process from there. We have all of their contact information, and we have all the information that says, yes, they're interested. Once we get 5 of those businesses to switch their processing, which involves getting their merchant statement, reviewing it, showing the business savings, and going through, there's a $1,000 upfront bonus for the first 5 businesses that come on board. Then the ongoing revenue continues, and it's about $100 to $150 per month for the life of the account that goes into your school. And the exciting part of that is the average business generates between $31 and $34 per month. ongoing that gets deposited. Now, you can go much further than this and get more than 5 businesses, but the bonus structure is built around getting the first 5 businesses. And at Generate for Schools, we want to reward you for the hard work of going and getting your first 5 people to start. So again, to recap, you're going to sign up to get access to the tools page. You're going to fill out the worksheet with the businesses you know. You're going to personalize the email and survey with whatever it is, the little message that you have at the beginning. Then we follow up with the interested businesses. The business switches processing, and then your school gets money donated each month. So how long does this process take? This process from sign up, which hopefully, let's say we did it today, have a brainstorming session and you say, okay, I'm going to fill out the tools page. You get access to the worksheet, and you have a brainstorming session. You're going to pick a start date. Once you fill out that form, somebody from the Generate for Schools office will contact you and say, what day do you want to start? And we will see if we have a space on that week that you would like to start. So on the start day, you're going to personalize the email prior to that and send out the email with the survey in it. That week, we will be getting surveys submitted back to us, and we will begin to follow up in the appointments with merchants that have from your list. So one of our merchant services folks will talk to the businesses on your list, and they'll say, we're from ABC School. We know that you're affiliated with them, and let's tell you about the program. And we go through the process of getting them to give us their last month's bill or statement. We use that statement in week 2 to kind of look at where we can save them money. And then in week 3, we have the intent of those 5 businesses to switch. Now, it may be more, but we're going to use the number 5 businesses. Then we are really on that business's schedule. So between week 3 and week 6, what happens is we are working with the business to identify the best time that works for them during a down period to switch over their merchant services account, and then we go from there. So it's approximately a 6-week process between sign up and getting the upfront bonus secured. And what we find is that off the top of our heads, we understand that there are businesses that we know. So we think naturally of coffee shops and pizzas, but what we often don't think of are pediatricians, dentists, daycare, even the town manufacturing companies, their parking lots. Everywhere that you can now take a card is a potential business that can switch. And there's even sports leagues and whatnot that can take them. And so what we have here is at the very end, what we would hope that you would do is go to generateforschools.com and click on Get Started, or you can type in the URL that's on your screen. Once you fill that out, a merchant services or a Generate for Schools account manager will call you and work through the details of getting you a start date. And I think we still have some slots for 3/18, and then I think there's 1 or 2 left there, and then following that, I think it's the following week. So if you're able to do that and get started, we will take it from there. And so I'm sure that you have maybe many questions that you would like to answer, have answered personally. You can email us at learnmore@generateforschools.com, or you can call the main line at 855-253-1006. Now, I know I've covered a lot today in a very short period of time, and I do appreciate your time, and we try to make this very clean and crisp and very easy to understand. And so thank you very much for attending the Getting Started webinar for Generate for Schools. Thank you so much, and feel free to email us at learnmore@generateforschools.com, or you can, again, call us on the main number at 855-253-1006. Thank you so much, and have a great day, everybody.